Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss the topic parents disapprove of your partner. Now this is part 2 of the topic that I discussed the last time. In my last discussion, we talked about parents disapproving your partner, signs that you should look out for, and hidden reasons for their disapproval. We need to move on ahead and build some bridges. So here are some tips to help you maintain the peace in your family until you build or mend your bridges. So the first is reassure your parents of your love for them. You may be living in a world that is much broader, more diverse than your parents. You go to work, meet lots of people, discuss issues, and live in a much healthier environment than them. Arguing with them won't convince them that your values are healthier, showing that you and your partner love each other and that's still possible for you to love them too might reassure them. Even if it doesn't, you will not lose anything, but at the end, they will always walk out with a sense of healing. 2. Always respond with respect, love, and clarity towards your parents. This is what our religion teaches us. As an adult, you are free to use any mode of response to their objections. If your parent goes on the attack mode, you don't need to defend, but at the same time, you don't have to attack them in the same way. On the other hand, this doesn't mean you're giving in, but putting your point forward is very, very important. These things help to protect your relationships with your partner and at the same time reconstruct your relationship with your parents, unless, of course, they are very stubborn and not willing to listen to your point of view. Point number 3, expressing to your parents that your happiness is very important. Hiding a relationship can make your parents believe that you are involved with someone you shouldn't be involved with. So you need to build your trust levels with your parents. They also assume that you cannot be trusted to the process and the relationship. So you need to prove them wrong. Make them believe that your happiness is most important for you. Now, some people can ask me, how are we supposed to do that? Communication is most important. Here are some phrases that you can use, and these could help you in building the cracks that you have developed in your relationship. You could say, I want to tell you about someone that is important to me. When is a good time to talk? Or you could say, I have met someone who shares my passion for religion or games or education and loves this thing about me. Would you like to meet him or her and their family members? What would be the good time? Where would you like to go? In case you suspect something more serious is going on with your parents with respect to meeting your other half, you might use a direct approach. And sometimes direct approaches are the best. It would sound like this. I have noticed you change the subject or topic before I speak. I love this person and I love you too. If you have concerns about our relationship, I would like to talk respectfully about them. I'm here to discuss and try to understand your point of view. Do not use your partner or your spouse as a symbol to represent your different values or to rebel against your parents. Not only is this unlikely to soften or change your parents, but it is also using your partner which can be hurtful to them. Your parents may see your partner or you through stereotypical lenses. That's them and the way they have been brought up or they have been influenced in their life. It is very important to stay objective. So staying objective and open to sound advice. Sometimes the red flags parents see may just help you. You don't have to discuss with your parents, but you might want to listen if your parents have a point. And if they point out something specific in their behavior that can have harmful outcomes, listen to them as they have years of experience which you do not have. Let me give you an example, such as someone has an anger outburst, drinking, drug abuse, or actions that can be indicators of trouble in paradise or trouble in your future. It's not about your parents being right or you being wrong. It's about seeing your options clearly. In conclusion, I would like to say you don't have to choose between your parents and your spouse. You are trying to improve the relationship between your parents and your spouse, but only you should not be stressed out. You can also consider looking into common grounds through religion, gatherings, food, music, entertainment, or get-togethers. It's okay to see your parents without your partner. Healthy boundaries can also ensure that your time together is precious, loving, and fruitful. If either of your parents or your partner rejects your efforts to set up boundaries, you have the option to consider counseling. Today, counseling is a very important for any couples going through trouble. Secondly, you can even leave the relationship if these are poisoned relationships, as sometimes this is a very tough decision in life, but they have to be taken as a guardian of your family. On the other hand, your loved ones may consider learning to compromise and respect your choices and your stand when it is made in a calm, clear, and open to communicate environment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us in our relationships, in our life, and make them beneficial for all of us. Unfortunately, there are proposals that could have resulted in a happy, blissful marriages if it was not for the parental interferences. If a man likes a woman and a woman likes a man, then they decide to get married, and there is no reason for them not to marry. Even though we have obedience to our parents out of respect, love, and Islamic law, there are obligations parents have upon their children as well. One includes not preventing a lawful marriage, as we are commanded to marry. While they may or they are right in their denial, you may feel that you must obey your command. That is not true. You are an adult. Their denial appears to be based on cultural, status, or miscommunication between families. If a man desires to marry, they should do so, or a woman desires to marry, they should do so. Respectfully and kindly sit with your parents and let them know of your decision. Point out that while you love them and respect them, you always care for them, you have decided to marry this boy or this girl. Use the Quran to explain the criterion to choose a spouse. Remember to also point out the ayahs wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbids us to cut off ties with families. If there is a miscommunication between the families, set up a meeting to resolve them. Of course, there will be anger and hurt and upset feelings regarding your decision. However, this has to be expected. All you can do is do dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften their hearts, and inshallah, time will heal their anger and begin to accept what is willed by Allah. The fact is that issue might not even be the boy or the girl, but it is their ego which is indeed haram. Initially, it's going to be tough on your marriage for some time, but inshallah, your parents will accept the marriage once the anger has subsided. It would be more tragic if you marry someone and you think of the other girl that you wanted to marry or that other boy you wanted to marry. This would cause a lot of pain, frustration, and disappointment for both of you. It would be unfair to the girl or the boy whom the parents have chosen for you. Lastly, please do not forget to do istikhara. Ensure that the girl or the boy is right for you to marry. There's no sense in giving up on a righteous spouse or a pious life partner over culture and egos of the family. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you are notified when my next video is up. Have a blessed day.